Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. I hope so everybody is fine, feeling well, and especially school going students are enjoying the winter vacation and having a lot of fun and time for themselves in order to give time to themselves, especially to their family members or loved ones. Yeah, but beside that one, are you studying? Are you learning new things? Oh, you have to give time to your studies as well, okay? So for that, I'm creating this video in order to let you people know a very interesting thing, okay? And for example, if you have gone to another place or you are enjoying something, so for that place, even though you can write something like what things you are doing, okay? So for writing such things, I have brought one of the piece of writing. What is the main thing if you want to write about something? Mm, Before writing something, the main thing is thinking. Okay. So for today, I have brought one of the amazing piece of writing, and that is story writing. Okay. What is a story? What are the main elements of this story? Of course, story is a piece of writing in which you are talking about different elements, different things, what you need to know. Okay, let's see that what are the main elements of the story. Maybe many students are thinking that only stories, for example, you are thinking about the past time and creating a story. And no, there are many things which are supposed to be focused, discussed, highlighted, and written well. Okay, so the elements of the story, the very first thing is setting. Now I'm just gonna tell you one by one the name, okay, the name of the main elements of the story. The second thing is characters, of course, which people love to describe. Yeah, and next is plot. Okay, the events of the story. Then conflict is the most amazing part of the story. Then resolution, mostly happy time, yeah, becoming happy by reading that portion. Point of view, where you can include your point of view, okay. And theme, what can be the theme of the story, means moral lesson the story is giving to the readers. Of course, the writing piece, the story should be that much interesting that the reader should be enthusiastic enough. They must enjoy, they must be compelled to read more and more, and in order to complete the story. So if you want to be a good story writer, if you want to write or create a very interesting story, so for that you have to watch the video till the end, okay? So what is the setting of the story? This is number one and the most important thing, okay? Setting is the where and when of a story. It is the time and place during which the story takes place. You talk about the story. For example, if you are writing a story about the Spider-Man, which many children love, yeah, the most. Okay, if you're writing about the Spider-Man, so what can be the place? Of course, the place can be buildings. The place can be any city because he jumps from one building to another building. If you are talking about the zoo, so zoo is the place. When you can talk about the time that when the action or when the story took place, okay? Like, can you see this picture? Of course, you can see this amazing picture. Like, if I'll close it, sorry, zoom it. So now you can see close up picture. Okay, that is the means you can see the trees are there. Beside that, you can see the snow. Okay, which season can it be? Yeah, time. Okay, you are talking about this season. Which season? Winter season. Of course, right now, those who are living in Koita or some of the part of the country or anywhere, okay, there are so many places in which we can see the winter season is going on. Yeah, So snowfall, I hope so there's so many people love snowfall. So you can create a story about the snowfall as well. So for snowfall, we need a warm, cozy place in order to feel relaxed and enjoy if you are going outside, okay? So in this one, it means we are talking about the feelings, about the mood, okay? If you are writing, then you have to touch the reader's mood or feelings as well, okay? The function of a setting. How can you function the setting? To create a mood or atmosphere, okay? Like outside is very cold and inside is warm and cozy, okay? To show a reader of different way of life. Those who are living in such eras, how are they living? Which types of the things they are enjoying? Which types of the things they are facing, okay? Means from here you can come to know that the problems can be also there, okay? While the problems are there, so of course the solution of the problem can be also there, because every problem has its solution as well, okay? To make action seem more real, as I said, that you are living in different part of means you are living in anywhere, okay? But you know, in most of the places winter season is going on. So now it means you can make it real, okay? You can create a story if you write about the winter season, okay? To be the source of conflict or struggles, which types of problems can be there, which types of struggle the person who is living there can face, okay? And to symbolize an idea, fine, you can create any idea, okay? What is the mood? Mood is the feeling that the author tries to convey throughout the story. Means the atmosphere or emotional condition created by the piece within the setting. Means, does the author want the reader to be frightened or sad, or does the story make the reader laugh and think happy thoughts? If I talk about the, for example, snowfall, enjoyment. Now see, only one word, enjoyment. So the readers can be happy after reading that one. If I say that people are facing different problems, living in some of the era in which the winter season is going on, so you can feel sad, feeling the emotions, feeling pity, sorry for them, that in which types of problems, means lack of facilities can be there, okay? The figure out mood. Examine how you feel while reading the story. Often mood is conveyed by the story's setting, about the place, about the time, about the season. So it creates what? These all the things create mood, okay? Of course, the second thing is characters. One of the, we can say that the most important thing in story is, of course, the character as well. Which types of character you are choosing for a story? How are you describing the character? Like character sketch. You have to, means the person is not watching while reading your story, yeah, but they can imagine, they can create imagination while reading such points, such words. You, if you are describing the hair, facial expression, face, and the eyes, okay, the dress up, of course, so you have to use such words, okay, you have to use in order to describe your character. What is character? Character can be the person, animals, and things participating in a story. For example, if you're writing a story on dinosaur, of course, what, who are the character? The animals are the character, okay? And if you are writing about the any person, for example, Ahmed went to zoo. So who can be the character? Of course, the Ahmed can be the character, main character, and beside that one, his friends can be, if they are going with him. Beside that one, the animals or the birds which he can watch or see over there. So such animals can be there. Okay. The next thing is plot. What is plot? Plot is the organized pattern or sequence of events that make up a story, like the actions. The first action, what can be? Like I said, Ahmed went to the zoo. So this can be okay. How did he go to the zoo? By what? Where he was? And how did he enter? When he entered inside of the zoo, this was the first action, means a place. And after that one, where he went, what did he do? Okay, these actions are the plot of the, means the action or the actions are the plot of the story. Plot is the literary element that describes the structure of a story. It shows arrangement of events, that each event takes place after another one. Okay, there should be sequence as well, and actions within a story. Okay, what can be the parts of the plot? Because plot is the main thing, so we must focus upon this thing. Okay, exposition. What is exposition? In exposition, you are introducing, means you are talking about the introduction. You are describing the character. You are describing the place. You are talking about the time, the season. Okay, setting can be there, and conflict, the problems are introduced. Okay, then rising action, which most of the people love. Okay, events that occur as a result of central conflict. For example, anybody does to the character anything, then the character wants to take revenge or retaliate. Okay, so in that case we can say that the conflict starts, climax starts. Climax is one of the most interesting part of the story. Like the readers will, I mean, the suspense will be created. The readers will be imagining like this thing can be, this thing can happen next, or that thing. In this, how the story will, the problems will be solved. In this, in that, how. Okay, so many things come in their mind. What is climax? Highest point of interest or suspense of a story. Falling action. What is falling action? Falling action means tension is ease. Events show the results of how the main character begins to resolve the conflict. Mostly we can see or we can read in stories that the hero fights with the villain, and after fighting, of course during the fighting, the climax is there going on, yeah, and you are confused enough that who will win, who will punch whom, yeah. Then the falling action will be there, then the means the problems will be solved out, then the resolution will be there, loose ends are tied up, the conflict is solved out. Okay, so through this plot diagram you can see step by step that the first thing is the beginning, like you are introducing the character, describing the place, the time. Okay, then number two can be the rising action. The three is of course the climax, then the downfall will be there, then the resolution of the story. Okay, putting it all together, how can we put exposition and rising action can be the beginning of the story. You start your story with exposition or rising action. Then climax will be of course the middle of the story. Then how can you end the story? By falling action and resolution, means solving the problems and happy ending. Okay, this is the diagram of the plot. In once again, okay, introduction will be at first, exposition, setting, character, and conflicts are introduced. Okay, then of course development, rising action will be there, then climax, falling action, and happy ending, resolution. What is conflict, by the way? Let's see. Conflict is the dramatic struggle between two forces in a story. Without conflict, there is no plot. Means your story cannot be interesting if there will not be conflict. Means if there is heroes, of course, villain is also having one of the most important role in a story. Yeah, they will fight with each other. For example, so many people are like kids are watching the Tom and Jerry, so there should be conflict between Tom and Jerry while Jerry wants to take any bread or cheese from the fridge or refrigerator. So of course there should be conflict, yeah, in order to make the story interesting. Okay. Conflict is a problem that must be solved, an issue between the protagonist or antagonist forces. It forms the basis of the plot. Of course, the fighting between the heroes and villains. Conflicts can be external or internal. How? Let's see. External conflict, what is this? Outside force, maybe person, group, animal, nature, or a non-human obstacles. Okay. Internal conflict takes place in a character's mind. Okay. External conflict, for example, as I gave you the example of the Ahmed went to the zoo. So maybe he lost his friends, he was all alone. Maybe any animal came out of its cage and attacked on the people. So means internal external conflict started up. Yeah. So Ahmed wanted to save his friends and the people. So he became the hero and fought with whom? With the animals. Yeah. And internal conflict, like so many stories are there that there are not so many means characters. Yeah. So the person is facing problem with himself, like he is suffering through any situation, he's suffering from any problem. So in that case we can say internal conflict, the person is fighting with his own, okay, with himself or herself. Finds types of external conflict. How? Okay. Character versus character can be there. Character versus nature, like we discussed about the winter season. Yeah, snowfall. Character versus society. A person can face so many problems being lived in a society. Okay. Character versus fate. Fate means luck. So many people are there who are thinking that they are unlucky. Nobody is unlucky. I hope so. Means that is my perception. if we start if we start working and believing in ourselves that by hard work we can solve different problems, because after each dark night there is a bright day. Yeah. So I guess nobody is unlucky. Yeah. Okay. Type of internal conflict, what can be? Character versus self, internal, fighting within himself, with himself or herself. Yeah. Okay. Point of view. First person point of view. A character from the story is telling the story. For example, if this person is talking about himself, that I went to the zoo, I did this and that, this thing happened to me, you will use the word I and me. I as subjective pronoun and me as a objective one. Okay. Or if you are talking about the any other person, like I said that Ahmed went to the zoo, he, she, if any girl is there, for example Elena went to the jungle. Okay. Of course, if we are talking about their friends, so we will use they. Okay. Types of third person, how it will be there. Third person limited. The narrator knows the thoughts and feelings on only one character in a story. For example, as I talked about that the one of the animal came out of its cage. So what was he thinking and feeling about his friends or other people? And if we say about the third person, the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of all the characters in a story. Like everybody will be shouting, crying, running from here to there. Yeah, talking about each and every person. So you will show your feelings, that what will be the situation and how will the people feel at the moment. Okay. Theme. Theme is also playing one of the important role. Okay, people are putting theme by themselves as well after reading the story as well. Okay. Theme is the central general message, the main idea, the controlling topic about life or people the author wants to get across through a literary work. Mostly people are putting their point of view or perception after reading the story as a theme, like they are talking about the moral of the story. To discover the theme of a story, think big. What big message is the author trying to say about the world in which we live? Whatsoever is the story about, does the author convey any message? Is the author trying to convey any message through the same story or no? What is this story telling me about? How life works or how people behave? Okay, like we can say that Ahmed wanted to help the others, yeah? So this means how can you say, how can you make means moral of the story, yeah? Helping others, how is it useful or good to help others? Okay, the theme is also the practical lesson or moral that we learn from a story after we read it. The lesson that touches us. What to do or how to behave after you have learned something from a story or something that has happened to you. Like we should also help others in their difficult time, in their difficult situation. Yeah? Example, the lesson or teaching of the story is be careful when you are offered something for nothing. Yeah, for example, if the kids are playing outside, anybody comes and gives the chocolate or ice cream, so this can be the moral that be careful when you are offered something for nothing. Yeah, free of cost. Okay, if you're having again any questions, any problems, you can ask in comment section. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment and share the video, and if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. Okay, and no, the work is not done or completed. Okay, now I'm gonna give you the task. You have to keep remember these all the things and create a story. I hope so that you will write the story in comment section, and I will say as well whose story is the best story. Okay, and I'll read your story if there will be, God forbid, okay, I don't want that there should be any mistake, but if there will be like any grammatical or there will be any punctuation errors, of course I would love to help you. Okay, and beside that one I will read your story and give good remarks or feedbacks as well. You can give feedback as well. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye, have a nice time everyone.